Greetings all of you angels and devils on the shoulders of every content creator, and welcome back to Stellaris with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome to the last playthrough of the new Origins added in First Contact. Today we are checking out Fear of the Dark. A century ago, one of the planets in this Empire's home system was destroyed by a freak asteroid. Some believed this was a malicious attack by an alien species. Others brushed off these concerns as mere paranoia. The tension between these two groups grew so great that a newly terraformed planet was granted to the fearmongers. So you begin with a sister planet right next to you who are far more isolationist and far more scared of those in the dark forest than you, and you yourself who is more open and trying to explore the galaxy. Throughout this playthrough, there'll be choices between siding with your sister planet or siding with yourself, and ultimately, today we are going to be siding completely with the sister planet and seeing just how extreme we will go if we side with them with every single choice. Now, I have mostly remained spoiler-free for this. With Fear of the Dark, I know that the end goes a bit extreme if you go with Haven too much. I think it changes your ethics and a lot of other things around, but I'm not entirely sure, and I have no idea what happens if you completely ignore them. But we're definitely going down the route today of siding with the isolationist group, which is right next to you. Because the question is, with the Fear of the Dark, should you allow your radio transmissions out? Should you allow aliens to see you and then hope for friendship? Or should you take the shot first? If you see the other planet first, maybe it's safer to simply destroy them before they have a chance to destroy you. So with the story element done, the effects of this are as follows. You get a separate planet which 1/3 of your population live on, which don't give you any benefits, but the separatist planet will provide unique events and benefits. The anomaly discovery chance is increased and research speed for that is increased. However, you get less research alternatives and leader pool size. And to complete this, we are the Unbound clans. The reason why I went with this, honestly, is just because I didn't want to try and lead our empire too much to begin with. So no xenophobe or xenophile, no pacifist, and no militarist. So going with spiritualist and fanatic egalitarian, and then we're going with memorialist, which I like the idea of. We are memorializing the planet which was destroyed and trying to see what's happening outside in the galaxy, and then we're also using a parliamentary system. Purely because I have never actually used this one before, because quite frankly, I think it looks really bad compared with a lot of the other civics choices. It allows you to get your faction incredibly early, which is good, and your factions give you extra unity. But it just doesn't seem that strong, so perhaps I'll be completely convinced of otherwise in this playthrough, but that's the only reason really why we're going with this. Probably quite a Unity-heavy start, and then moving over into tech later on. So traditional, charismatic, and intelligent. And of course unruly because, well, this species is so divided, it's unbound, and it's in two separate planets. Hence why we are the Unbound clans. So with that, this is the difficulty settings we're going to be playing with. A large galaxy, and we're going to have the mid-game set to 2250, the end-game to 2325, so both pretty early, difficulty set to Grand Admiral, and scaling it to the mid-game. These are the settings I prefer to have a nice balance of difficulty, but also not soul-crushing starts. And with the Crisis hopefully spawning a lot earlier than it has in the past. So with that, let's get going. I also really want to try out things like the missiles more this run, because I keep on using the same weapons over and over. So, let's see what our sister planet has to say. Hey everyone, Future Lathrix here. As is tradition with these full playthroughs, this run was an absolutely insane one. I love this origin. It may be one of my top 5 origins of all time, because at this point there are so many, a top 5 actually means something now. There is so many different beginnings to this game, but this one is definitely one of the more crazy ones, especially if you choose the devil on your shoulder all the way through. So with this one, it has been a little bit late to come out, because this took me a very long time to record, but also things on the home front have been a little bit mad recently, so thank you so much for your patience. Especially next month, I think I'll be getting back into a more regular upload schedule, so a little bit more patience and we'll be back to normal on the channel. And as always, before we get into the video itself, likes and comments are so welcome with these types of videos, because more than ever, YouTube is still trying to push short-term content, short-form content even, and it is really crushing videos like this unless they get insane levels of interaction, which thankfully you lot have been absolutely amazing with. So thank you so much for watching, and now back to the past, and going really dark places by siding with the weird planet next to us. A century ago, the planet we now call the Diviner exploded. This was the beginning of our disassociation. At first, we brushed off the destruction as a freak occurrence, but there were some on Broken Unity who believed it was a premeditated attack on our species. This faction hypothesized that our radio transmissions had been detected by some distant alien race, a race that replied with a planet-cracking projectile. These dissenters urged us to prepare for the day when the aliens would return to finish us off. Many dismissed their concerns as paranoia. The political divisions between the two camps continued to grow. Planet-wide civil unrest culminated in the creation of a treaty that granted the dissidents a terraforming candidate. A planet upon which they would be free to reside in seclusion without any interference from us. With the advent of the hyperdrive, a new source of tension has arisen. While we are eager to greet the galaxy, our neighbours stand resolutely in opposition. So here we are, starting just above the galactic core. So to begin with, we're going to focus on two things: Unity and expansion. So probably less Unity than a true Unity rush. We're going to go heavy into our industry and just basic resources, trying to grab as many systems as possible, because I can only imagine that having Haven here and siding with Haven is going to end up leading us into conflict. So we need the economy to fight that. Now, we do have mid-game scaling, which means although we are in maximum difficulty, all the enemies will be at maximum in the first 50 years rather than straight away. This is the difficulty setting I personally think is the most fun, because it's difficult, but also the start isn't ridiculous when everything just stacks up and then you end up with super vassal groups. So we do have a little while to be aggressive, but honestly, we're probably going to play more isolationist, I imagine. But again, we'll see what happens with Haven. Haven may push us to do other things. Now, we should be getting our factions really soon, thanks to parliamentary system. I just ran out of minerals because I wasn't paying attention. Normally you have plus minerals, but of course we have 1/3 of our population currently on Haven. Not ideal. Okay, just for a second, let's just buy some minerals so that we're not getting this issue. Lovely. Our first two factions, the progressive faction giving us 8.66 unity, will change subjugation to benevolent to please them. And then we have the spiritualists. I'm not, however, going to change empty shells. I do want robots in this run. I really want a large population, since I'm probably going to play wide anyway, so yeah, let's go with that. And that's producing 7 point... That's actually a lot less than I expected. Oh, because we have 1/3 of our population on Haven, that means the factions are smaller, so we're getting less unity. That is a weird bit of anti-synergy I never considered. Yeah, parliamentary system works badly with Fear of the Dark. What a good time to test that out, then. While the news confirming the existence of aliens was not entirely unexpected for Broken Unity... Oh, this is just from the habitable world, okay. And we do have the Psyker ruins, which actually isn't what I really wanted. I kind of wanted to go down the cyborg route, but, I mean, if you're gonna have this, you kind of have to go down the spiritualist. It's kind of silly otherwise, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, it was not entirely unexpected for us, but it was felt worse on Haven. They were living with the minuscule hope that perhaps the Divider's destruction was just a freak accident, but now they are convinced that the universe is out to get them. "We need to destroy these aliens before they can come here and finish the job," is the type of fanatic cry being broadcast on Haven media. That's the galaxy we live in. They will adapt soon enough. Or this is nonsense. Block their transmissions. Well, obviously we're not going to block their transmissions since we want to side with them, but I am not happy with the -5 stability. Here's hoping that as we go on, that's not going to be always happening. Let's hope that siding with Haven will give us bonuses rather than these negatives. And let's go with... Normally I'd go with either the top or the bottom option here, but we're going to go with it's wise to be cautious. Because again, I feel like if we side with Haven, at least early on, isolationist tendencies are probably what we're going to go with. Well, we found some pre-FTLs, and of course Haven is going to react here. News of the discovery of intelligent alien life has reached Haven. However, instead of the fear and outrage we expected from Haven, they have instead gone silent. Multiple intersystem ships have returned to their dockyards, and several old FTL drives are missing from storage. It appears they are preparing for an excursion. We have to know what's going on, or let them play the games. That is really worrying. So they've stolen FTL drives, which means they can leave the system now. Well, we'll let them play the games, and we'll see what happens later.
System survey complete.
Whether due to negligence, incompetence, or sheer misfortune, Haven now struggle with their energy supply. Without help, it is very likely that millions will suffer. We must help our fellow people. What do we get in return? Giving us trade value. Oh, Haven will remember this. And then, oh, well, we're not going to let them die, are we? So, yeah, one dies and less unity. We are going to go with we must help them.
Construction.
I'm hoping to see some bonuses from them soon. So far, they've just been negative to us. Just a net negative. Okay, I've also grabbed Interstellar Dominion. I wasn't going to grab this, but yeah, we ran out of influence almost instantly there. So we need more ships for some more passive influence. And I'm kind of thinking that Xenophobe or maybe Authoritarian may have worked better with this empire. Considering you have so few pops to begin with, your dependence on space resources is a lot higher than usual. Oh... yeah, you want to be psychic as well. So if we are gonna keep parliamentary system, we really need to go down the psychic route, especially if we're gonna eventually allow droids. I probably won't allow synths since we can't give them full rights, but droids, yes. Is this finally a benefit for being the bestest friends ever with Haven? Placed on temporary leave for allegedly putting the vessels under his command in excessive danger, Admiral Tetran has requested to join our navy. Despite Tetran's reputation, those who have served with him still respect his talent. Still respect his talent. As long as you don't go rogue. Okay, so we get a special admiral, I guess. What's so special about you? Ooh, what is that? It's like an ink blot test for me. Oh, it's a wolf head, obviously. Oh my god, I kept on seeing a starbase and I would not unsee that. Obviously wolf head. Okay, ship fire rate plus 5%, plus 50% orbital bombardment damage, plus 2 cloaking strength. Ooh, that's actually a lot of cloaking strength. And it's a level 5 admiral. Well, I welcome you. Oh, super scientist. Well, we got her. Okay, you go there. Ah, you know what? We probably should have said no to her since, again, I want to be the isolationist, not allowing aliens in our empire. I didn't think about that. From now, I'll make sure to abide by those rules more often. Since this isn't a true roleplay run anyway, I just want to be as haveny as possible. Okay, good. We've now got access to psionic theory, which of course is the one we're going to go with. Because again, it's just silly not to once you have this particular precursor. It's just so many bonuses for that. Yep, let's start grabbing that. So then next, after Discovery, we can go down Psionics, nice and early. Oh, this is the first time playing a democratic empire with this new event. It gives you unity if you're democratic. Well, I love that. I don't really know why I'm going with Discovery second, honestly. Maybe expansion would have been better. It's just a default of mine to go prosperity discovery, but since we're not going to go super heavy into tech for a while, research speed I don't really care about, and because our precursor is all the archaeology sites, we don't really need map the stars as much as usual. Yeah, other options would have been better. That was kind of a mistake. Recent reports indicate that the Haven has now deployed a fleet to patrol the system. No, Trigem, that's not a system. I don't know what they're patrolling, but they're patrolling it. They appear to... oh, there they are. They appear to have developed cloaking technology. Thankfully, they've agreed to share their frequencies with us. Oh, is this the stolen FTL drives? I can't actually see if they do have FTL drives, if I can actually leave the system or not, so... I have no idea. They don't seem to have shields, which is interesting. I just noticed. Well, a little bit of extra protection on our home system is certainly welcome. Okay, so we found the Dimensional Horror, one of the Leviathans. Apex Predator. The news from the Phobia system has shaken our homeworld deeply. What other threats may be lurking in the depths of space if monsters like this can exist? Already, applications for immigration to Haven have soared amongst our people. At the moment, it is difficult to blame them. Oh, minus 10 stability, 2 pops will emigrate to Haven. No, Haven is wrong! We get criminals, so it doesn't really matter either way, we lose those people, so sure, we were wrong, whatevs. Less stability is pretty poor. Also, whatevs. Suddenly I feel really old saying that. Like, I get I'm now in my 30s, but jeez. Does it just happen? Does that just happen? It's like, when you become a father, you instantly start doing dad jokes, and as soon as you hit 30s, you start just being really aged with everything you say. I do want more unity. So far, I've actually got pretty lucky with our systems. If you look at how many minerals we found from space. A 14 system, a 14 system, a 10 system, a new 13, which will be upgraded to 14, 15 because of our tradition choice. We're getting a lot of resources from space. In Interstellar Dominion, definitely the right call for our empire. And actually, I'm going to go ahead with drone study straight away. That'll give us the plus 10% from all of our star bases as well. So, lovely. Not star bases. What are they called? Mining things. Mining floaty things. Speaking about space resource, thank you very much, Asteroid, for 1,400. Lovely. Now yearning for Haven. After long years living amongst us, Tetron has decided to return home. Some in the government are opposed to the move, as Tetron has become an integral part of our senior leadership. Well, if they insist on returning home, we have no choice but to inform their government about illicit xeno relations they were engaging in. You know, a little bit of blackmail, let's see how that goes. No, we'll let them return home. If we kept them, they'd also become stubborn, so no, they can return home, that's fine. Wait, were they our leader? Because as soon as I did that, it removed... Oh yeah, they weren't actually on the fleet. I think somehow Tetron had become our leader briefly. In the few years they were here, they went from admiral to leading our empire. I mean, that's impressive, you've got to admit. It seems that the scientists on our partner planet have made several new and admittedly insightful breakthroughs into the field of energy weapons. Despite their tendencies, it's fair to say that in this case, their technology has outstripped our own achievements. They are willing to share their insights with us in exchange for slowing down our space exploration. A steep price, to be sure. The reason why I'm keeping that in is because this was attempt 10. I don't know why, but something about space exploration threw me off every single time I try to read it. So, we can comply, giving us 80% towards blue lasers, which is actually pretty nice. Though for 10 years we have less survey speed, which is pretty brutal. We can outright deny this, or send in spies for a weaker version. We will comply. It's not great, but, I mean... It's alright. Also, it looks like we're going to get boxed in over here, which is really annoying. Is that a construction vessel? No, because I really want that system. So, yeah, you're going that way anyway. Construction vessel, let's not buy that. Instead, move over here. I really want to grab that arid world. I want as many worlds as possible. So I'm going to move you there in prep, and move you there in prep, and that's it for now. I love little events like this. We've actually been really lucky this run, to be perfectly honest. It's a good precursor, giving us extra energy since we can sell this row, but also on top of that, we've been getting loads of resources from space and lots of little mini-events like that. So you know what? Never mind. Map the Stars has been brilliant. I thought it really wasn't, but it is actually working fantastically. Okay, we're waiting too long for this, so I'm going to start moving this way. I want that, and I want this. The pre-FDL. There's an alien empire over here. It looks like this space is at least free in one direction. I doubt both of them are going to be completely clogged up, so I think it is fair to go these two ways. Just try and get all those block points. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. And some of it maybe made sense. Well, with our neighbour being hostile, I'm glad I've put so much resource into our navy. Yeah, it's not exactly a scary navy. Our tech hasn't really upgraded them outside of blue lasers, but it's something. And the only reason really why I have them is because I need that power projection, which is still only at half, so all of our alloys are really going towards that. Again, this has been a lovely start. Nothing really too special, just lots of very nice systems. I mean, even here, look. We have one of the home systems, one of the space fauna, which means loads of research in space. I'm okay with that. I like openings like this. Strong, but not broken. Behold the bower of psychers. Errant thoughts. There is no need to wait for the inevitable judgment of Haven. We are fully aware of their agitated thoughts. Amidst the cacophony, their intention to cease all collaboration is crystal clear. What? Is that because we went down Sarnix? I don't understand why that just happened, honestly.
Complete.
Because it allows us to contact other species / shroud entities, maybe? At a stretch? Is that what it is? Oh, fanatic materialist and militarist. You know what? Crash and burn. They're the opposite of what we kind of stand for, so yeah. Oh, good, now I can make robots. Which are going to make the spiritualists even less happy, which is a silly thing to do, I realise, when we're going with parliamentary system, but it's just what we're going to do at the moment. Yeah, how unhappy are you with us? You know, that's actually a good chunk of unity now. Now we've got some more pops. This is kind of how it should have started. I think it's based on population and not how far in the game it is, right? If anyone wants to either correct me or confirm that to me, I'd be very appreciative. Disastrous introduction. 1 second, I'm doing things. After our initial communication with the Confederation, we received some troubling news. An attack fleet of outdated... Oh, so here's the FTL drives. An attack fleet of outdated ships has entered Chirk space, and is now speeding towards their starbase. The accelerating ships are moving at such a rate that anything biological inside of them must have been reduced to a liquid state by now. There is nothing we can do to stop this disaster. These oversized missiles will completely demolish the starbase in Rule. This one here. We can only look on in horror. Unless issue an apology and reprimand Haven. Our neighbours are weak. Use this opportunity to end them. The starbase will be destroyed. Haven will cede control of 5 corvettes in Rule. You will enter total war. Okay, so total war is what you get if you have a Colossus. Seems like they've spent a lot of their resources on colonies, because, you know, they are lithoids. 1.9k is pretty strong, but we have more than that total. If we can take out that fleet with the 5... Well, I said I was going to side with Haven. I didn't think it'd be total war, honestly. I thought it'd be more like isolationist stuff. Yep.
The crusade of the righteous begins.
Oh, you're cloaked. Okay, good. Let's get you there. Get all of you here. Oh, it bounced them... Oh, that's lovely. It bounced them away because they were in our territory when we started the fight. That's wonderful. And we have a really good choke point. Yeah, they are doomed, I think.
Survey complete.
They do keep on bouncing back and forth. That'll be worth a lot more once the galactic market is open. I'm fine with being your rival. Give me that lovely influence, thank you.
Heretic fleet engaged.
We should have waited for the other fleet. So the reason why they're so strong is because they are militarists, which we are certainly not.
Construction complete.
Oh, where is that? Okay, cloak group. I uncloaked you so you'd move faster. I thought you were with them. Doesn't even matter. We were victorious. Go for their home system. Take out the starbase right now. I was not paying attention to my consumer goods. Once again, less survey speed, but we're going to get cloaking out of this.
System survey complete. Blocker cleared. Construction complete.
Well, that's pretty much that then. I have been making some ground forces. Let's move them in. At the same time, what we really need to do is go ahead and start taking out as much as we can around here. Yep, their starbases, sorry, their fleet's coming back. Take out all their starbases so they can't reinforce, and then we'll have all these worlds. Which then begs the question, what are we going to do with these worlds? And their population? Obviously, it would be great to have lithoids in our empire. That's the obvious choice. Keep them. Even if you go evil later and full xenophobe and kill them with Become the Crisis, it's better to have them. I can't imagine Haven accepting aliens on our worlds. So what I think is we should actually remove them nicely. So displace them, putting them into other empires. It's obviously the wrong choice, but I think it's what we're going to go with.
Our champions have
Okay, their home world is pretty much gone, so what we're going to do is this. Okay, and then the people we're going to set to undesirables and displacement. And that will slowly get rid of the populations on the world, then the world will be free for us to use in whatever way we want to. Since we're spiritualist, likely we're going to go down one of my personal favourite ascensions, which is Consecrated World. So, that makes sense, right? The home world of the first Xeno we managed to conquer, that becomes one of our holy worlds, a world we talk about. Look at how we killed them people. Ain't we lovely?
Complete.
I don't know what happened to me then. We would be so much further ahead if we just kept these. You know what? I can already see how strong this origin would be. If you went to Total War, which is very difficult to do without this origin or some other shenanigans, what you could easily do is go with this origin, go with Xenophile Militarist or something like that, take over the first other empire, and then you've got basically 2 empires straight away. If you're Xenophiles, they're going to be alright being in your empire very quickly. Lots of ways to manipulate that. Are these all alpine? Do they have any deserts? I mean, I know obviously that's their starter world, so yeah, there's going to be more frozen worlds. But they can land on pretty much anything since they are lithoids. A tomb world? Oh, come on, no deserts? There we go, finally, 1 arid world, and the last one is frozen. No, it's tomb again. 2 tomb worlds. That is useless for us. 1 world off. They were 1 world off being destroyed. Well, they've been pretty much neutralized now, so it doesn't matter too much. Leave the ground forces nearby and make sure there's a construction vessel nearby because I really want to grab this nebula, and this will stop them from grabbing and starting to expand again. We are overreaching a little bit. Almost all of our resources are now going into expansion, well, as much as our influence will allow. Annoyingly, they did manage to grab the nebula, but we managed to just about get past them, so we can block them here and start grabbing all of this, which includes 2... Ooh, actually 3 archaeology sites. Fantastic. Loads of worlds we can't use, though, as well. So here's kinda wishing I went down any route but Psychic, because I'll never be able to really use them. Well, I guess I will eventually with terraforming, but that's a long way in the future. Being cyborgs or getting robust from genetics would have allowed us to get all of that nice and quickly, but sadly not really the case this time around. At last, we have secured access to one of the grand entities of the Shroud. Once again, the hysterical lamentations of Haven have intruded upon us. They are disconnecting themselves from our networks, mothballing every joint research operation. Oh! Only we understand how inconsequential such actions truly are. The birth of a more enlightened partnership is at hand. So it really is because we're reaching... Oh yeah, we're reaching out to a bigger threat to ally with them. Of course Haven doesn't like that.
Special project.
Yeah, we just got reaching the Shroud. Also, I should really sell some of these minerals. It is ridiculous how many minerals we're getting from space. I mean, I shouldn't really complain, but it is just weird. Obviously, we'll try and commune with them. I mean, the Composer of Strands isn't the worst. It'll randomly mutate our populations, but it will give us more lifespan and more pop growth, and that's not terrible, but it's not what I want. It's annoying because I want the Covenant increasing and everything as soon as possible for the super building you can have, like the Mega Psychor, but it's not... It really isn't the Covenant I wanted. Now, thankfully, once we get Zron finished, it will increase how often we can keep doing that, so I'm hoping we'll get something better next time. Holy World! Okay, that was lucky. And the last one, Venerated, 2 Venerated and a Holy. That was incredible luck. So that's plus 20% monthly unity and plus 10% amenities from the glory of consecrated worlds. Let's try this again. Oh, I forgot you can actually choose which one. Okay, Flesh Unbound, that's the Composer of Strand. One that screams of emptiness, insatiable, is the Devourer of Worlds. One that whispers with longing and possession, that would be the Instrument of Desire. And one that tastes like broken trust, which is the Whisperers in the Void, which is the extra research speed and extra influence. I am so tempted, for once, to go with the Devourer of Worlds. It is the worst. Well, it used to be. Maybe it's been rebalanced. I've never... Okay, I haven't even been offered that one ever since the rebalance of the Ascensions. Oh, but Broken Trust... The Whisperers in the Void is just so good. Research speed, influence. They're the 2 most powerful things in this game, especially in the early game for influence. We're gonna go with it. Because, yeah, look at that. -3 stability, less unity, but plus 7% influence, plus 5% research speed, and that gets better later.
Spaceborne creature
We see into the minds of the other species, and we are disgusted. So we thankfully have just grabbed our new civic, so I've swapped out parliamentary system. I will do a parliamentary system run in the future, but when I'm only losing 20 unity. That was at 80, now it's at 64. Oh, parliamentary system, why do you seem so weak? There must be a build where parliamentary system is just a powerhouse, but I cannot think of one. But saying that, I'm not exactly very good at coming up with meta builds, but still. So for now, I've swapped over to two very basic ones, which is Meritocracy and Masterful Crafters. This should rocket us ahead as soon as people actually get back in their jobs. There we go. I was at like minus 50 consumer goods, now it's only 14. And we should be getting more energy, since Artificers also give trade value. Lovely. We've changed our civics. We are now Masterful Crafters and Meritocracy rather than the parliamentary system. This is because even after losing parliamentary system, this went from 80-something to 68. It's nothing. It's nice to have early on, I guess, so you get your factions from what, day one, but I can't see a build where parliamentary system is very good. I really hope it is good, and I'm just not doing it right. So any suggestions on how to do a good parliamentary system build, please tell me. Like, super faction heavy, but I don't really know how to really run that empire. I mean, even if you super please your factions, it's not going to be that much. Finally, there we go. So now we have the Precursor Relic, which will increase how often we can go into the Shroud by 50%. It also gives us a special edict if we want to use our Zro for something. We'll use that straight away and increase our stability. There's also an option to increase our fire rate if we're at war the next time I use it, so that's looking good. We're currently researching the way to actually grab this Zro as well, so I'll be plus 5 Zro from the... Oh, finally a desert world! Okay, another world, lovely. We've just got very few worlds. I'm about to make claims on these two systems, but I keep on expanding because I keep finding other things I want. So right now I'm just kind of leaving them as this little block. Oh, okay, I was really hoping for the spacefaring version, but at least we've got a nice ground force here. That's a single Colossus avatar. So that's nice. Yay. Meanwhile, we're still expanding this one. Oh, this is going to be a race. I really want to go over here just because I want this. I can't remember what that one gives you, but yeah, right now we're doing really good for minor artifacts, so I might go more heavily into minor artifacts in the future. Or we could go with... If we go with Become the Crisis, then I think... This is what I've been told, and I don't know if it's true, but the Crisis vehicles don't require minor artifacts for the artifact weaponry. So if we go Become the Crisis and then double up with Archeo Engineers... Ooh, I've always wanted to really spam those missiles you can get, which are just like every second they fire. That would be really fun for super corvette fleets. I am so tempted. How did I get that influence? I was not paying attention. I clearly got an event without noticing it. I guess I could finally go to war with these two. Take them out. Yeah, let's do that. Let's remove them from this game.
The crusade of the righteous begins.
At the dawn of the war, we have gained an unexpected ally. Our comrades from Haven have finally aligned themselves with us on a diplomatic issue, imploring us to wipe the Xenos out. It's a shame that once this war is over, their cooperation will end. Our shipyards need assistance, so more build speed. Assign personnel to our ships, plus 10% sublight speed, plus 5% fire rate. Extra intel, or a big chunk of unity. Honestly, we're going to win anyway, so the unity is the best option here, but I'm on the side of Haven in case this does anything. I really doubt it will, but still. Just run in there, take out their fleets, and then we can mop up the rest. Once both of their worlds are gone, then they are just gone. Our partner planet has requested that we confirm some of their findings. Once again, they claim to have evidence that the Divider was destroyed by a malicious foreign entity. This has become tiresome. Every few years, it seems, they have discovered new proof. Okay. There's scientists in orbit. We have 2 science vessels. I think they got bounced back when their leaders died at some point. Well, let's see if anything they say holds water.
Heretic station engaged.
We need more influence. We always need more influence. Whoa, the Sovereignty just vassalized half of the bloody galaxy. Also, you are both the same colour. Does that mean one of you is vassalised the other? Oh, it's a federation. Wow, we are surrounded by powerhouses. That's not nice. Haven were right. The attack we suffered all those years ago was perpetrated by a malicious entity capable of launching massive tungsten projectiles. Only the unique gravitational features of our home system, oh, because we're like two worlds orbiting each other, right? Oh, so just kind of went between them, I imagine. Allowed us to survive. Oh, went between them, hit the divider. Oh, I see how that happened. Interesting. By analysing the data from that fateful night and cross-referencing it with these new findings, it was possible for us to triangulate the source of the asteroid-sized tungsten round. It originated from an incredibly mineral-rich, yet otherwise unremarkable system we've had in our logs for decades. So where is that then? Fear of the Dark, the Hunter system. All the way up here. Okay, well. Let's have a look-see then. The system of our old aggressors is barren. Oh, there's a world there. While it isn't unusual for an asteroid belt to be mineral poor, this one has been stripped in rare materials. We have found only dust. However, the species inhabiting the system managed to gain the tungsten necessary to construct their bullets, they no longer have the resources to do so. They don't even seem to be capable of leaving their planet. While they have done their best to remain hidden, preventing all radio signals and even limiting the use of artificial lights, we have detected life on the system's lone habitable planet. Let's pay our old nightmares a visit. Oh yeah, look at that, the asteroids have been completely stripped bare and destroyed. So like all they've been doing is destroying other life forms, I guess, which they haven't done a great job with considering there's two pre-FTL right next to them. Observing the Favarians has been a revelationary experience. In fact, their ideology is remarkably similar to which produced the split in our own species. However, rather than choosing isolation, the Favarians opted for a strategy of preemptive strikes against any life sign they could detect. Once they ran out of heavy metals, the aliens returned to their homeworld, scraping whatever bare subsistence they could from their now barren home. While the leadership of our partner planet is urging us to adapt the same tactics as the Favarians, how best to deal with our would-be exterminators is no easy question. We will only be safe when we are alone. We will join our partner planet in skewering life from this world. Settled differences modifier added, plus research alternatives, extra leader... Okay, so basically countering the negatives we get from the start of this, the research alternatives and leader pool size. Or we could show them compassion. No! Remove them! Oh wow, it like instantly removed them. Huh, well, that was quick. Hello. Embracing the dark. Destroying the Favarians was easy. One fewer hunter threatening our existence. We have not felt this in sync with our partner world for a long time. Perhaps they were right. There are only two types of life out here. The silent and the dead. We shall silence them all. Fanatic xenophobe. I knew we become xenophobes. Fanatic xenophobe ethic. Add militarist ethic gained as well. Add civic. I'm sorry for like stuttering a bit there because I read ahead a little bit. Add civic. Fanatic purifiers. I didn't expect that, I've got to be honest. Oh, we could have destroyed the species we grabbed and got loads of resources for a while. Yeah, making them leave was a terrible idea. Every owned fleet, Unbound Clans becomes the new owner of... Okay, so we get the Haven Defense Fleet as well, and also we get Haven itself. Or no, we will not be the aggressors. We shall silence them all. Oh, that's going to tank our economy, isn't it? Oh no, one of our... Oh no, which one of our civics can't we have? Memorialist. Can't have Fanatic... No! Oh, our worlds were so good with these pillars, but now we can't have them. That's actually really nasty. That's going to be loads of stability gone from our worlds. Well, that's 3. Civic picks left 1. Why? I don't understand. For some reason, we're allowed 1 more civic pick, but we have 3 already if I remove that. Okay, I'll figure that out in a second. Let's have a look, see it. Oh god, Haven is just totaled. What is going on, Haven? Okay, so... Haven really needs to be fixed up. Yeah, it's an ocean world. Why is it an ocean world? So without Fanatic Egalitarian, we're going to lose loads of Specialist resource. Without Spiritualist, that's loads of Unity gone, and apparently we've also lost one of our major civics. That is not good. On the upside, loads more fire right, yay. The Favarian moon was more important than we first anticipated. The only heavy metals left in the system are found within the moon, which upon closer examination was revealed to be a titanic mass driver. Oh, so that's what's fired at us. The sprawling launch mechanism encircles the planetoid multiple times. Rough calculations indicate that the weapon could launch payloads approaching the speed of light. The data for the final shot is still in its targeting computer, aimed at broken Unity. So they've just fired at us again. Okie doke. We've got a lot of stuff we need to fix right now because we're about to lose loads of everything. How bad is our economy about to be? Thankfully, we have lots of stuff saved up to sell. Please don't be absolutely horrendous. Actually, not as bad as I thought. With our minerals, rare resources, and everything else we can sell, we can ride this out and fix it. Definitely. What has got removed then? Oh, of course, Veneration of Saints. We're no longer Spiritualist. Oh, do we still get our Holy Worlds, though? Okay, cool, so we still get to keep our Holy Worlds, we don't lose the Ascension. That's actually really nice to know. Okay, let's just swap over to Improved Energy Initiative. That will reduce consumer goods upkeep and increase some of our research speed. That's fine for now. Energy's looking terrible. We do have some more rare resources we can sell. And I can always sell what I've stockpiled until we've fixed everything up. Yeah, we are going to be pretty weak for a... Yeah, for a short while, we're going to be pretty weak, but it shouldn't last too long. And then, for now, we're going to spam sell to private collectors every time we can. So a little while later, first of all, I figured out that the Fanatic Purifiers simply give you an extra civic slot. This obviously is not what you normally get. It must be from the Origin, so... Yeah, I do really think that this particular Empire, this particular Origin, could be a powerhouse if you knew what was going to happen first. Certainly wouldn't have played it as I've played it, but honestly I think we're doing okay. With the last gift, we are now in stage 2, however we now have countermeasures. So we have deflecting fields, enabling us to basically bounce the shield off our world. We have reverse thrusters, we're firing torpedoes at it to slow it down. Countershot, the asteroid, well we're going to lob it at the enemy. And controlled shattering, trying to chunk off a little piece of it. And this one requires nothing, which is weird. This one had to have a construction vessel, this one at least 2,000 fleet power, and this one a science vessel.
Construction complete.
So we're getting all of that underway now.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom. To us in the
Gift refunded. By expertly controlling our torpedoes, we have successfully slowed down the projectile. The appearance of a building-sized tentacle monstrosity in the midst of broken Unity has thrown the capital into chaos. The creature seems as confused as we are by its sudden appearance and has allowed itself to be restrained without resistance. The problem is we're going to destroy them, aren't we? Okay, so... Purge it from our capital. I have no idea what that was.
Special project complete.
Well, on the upside, we have finished off the event. All of the gift refunded, and the last gift is gone. I mean, I appreciate the random Unity, but if anyone could tell me what that was, I'd rather like it. There we go, that's what we need. So with that, we can make a... Sorry, I just got jump scared by a cat hitting my window. Okay, so I was about to say, we can make our sister world, Haven, into something which isn't an ocean. We really do need to start terraforming these worlds, otherwise we're never going to get them. Though saying that, we are now Fanatic Purifier, so really we should also be looking for targets. Our economy is finally starting to level out, so yeah, really soon we're going to be looking for actual targets to attack. I also didn't know that Purifiers could build observation posts. And I'm okay with that. More science. Although they are equal to us, in fact, superior to us in terms of their economy, I am going to war with the sovereignty. The reason is they're currently at war with the big groups around here. It looks like 2 vassal groups are basically going to war. So because of that, we're going to rush in, and we're going to try our best to take out their homeworld. If we can do that, even if they have all those vassals supporting them, it's going to be a huge dent in their economy. So let's move all our fleets out as well. Our ground forces, that is. Oh, we don't have Armageddon bombardment. Do we unlock that? I thought you got that as default if you're a purifier. Well, lesson learned. Apparently you don't get it this way. Let's grab everything.
Complete.
I still haven't seen their other fleets. And I've just activated no retreat, which will vastly increase our damage. Now, I kind of activated the Sonic Archive again a little bit early, so I went with the extra stability. Probably shouldn't have done that, but it looks like we're going to be fine. As long as they keep on fighting the other empires as well.
The spirits have granted
Oh, that is a nasty bastion. Well, the bastion's gone anyway. Our ground forces will be strong enough once they reach us. Oh dear, let's not allow us to lose that, please. Thank you. Do I just want to stay here now? I mean, is there going to be bastions everywhere? No, we'll be fine with this one. Go for this one next.
Spirits protect them. Our champions have secured.
Number one tip with Lathrix: always pay attention to who's warring with who, because this is going to be a glorious victory because of this. Okay, so default type is going to be undesirable, but we're going to have them as forced labor. The reason is, this will also give us that beautiful minerals and foods. Oh, and it's a desert world. Lovely. Now, you can have land appropriation where some of your population auto-move, but I find that to be so annoying, and it constantly causes problems. Sadly, you can't just turn off districts, so I'm going to remove all of them. They can just turn off buildings, but I'm just going to remove all of these, honestly. It's easier for me later. Can I build what I want to build here? Yes, I can. The cycle will go down straight away. With those 3 politicians, that'll be a good amount of stability as well, meaning, yep, all that food and all those minerals will be going into our empire while they're being destroyed, and that will also feed into the crisis. Level 4 crisis is probably where we're going to start, but I do want to start before the endgame crisis. I don't want to actually destroy the galaxy, but I would love all of these things, especially if you can go down the route of using the archeo weapons without the minor artifact cost. Again, don't know if that's true. If it is, lovely. Oh, I didn't even realise about this wormhole. Where is that connecting to? Is it here? Okay, their forces are clearly still at war with the other empires. I don't know where their major forces are, but that's good to know. Protect that wormhole. Grab that, move down. You move over here. It's not a huge fleet heading there, so that yeah, we should be able to counter them. We're currently going with a full disruptor round. That basically forces them to run away. It's not good at actually destroying fleets, but it will prevent them from staying around for too long. Because it goes to hull, it makes them jump faster. Yes, perfect timing. Extra shield strength for our fleets. Thank you.
After our spaceport. Spaceport martyred.
Come on, hurry up.
Heretic fleet engaged.
Yeah, if you look, a lot of those didn't actually die just then. In fact, none of them did. They all just bounced away.
Blocker.
Yeah, apparently they're still stronger than us. I don't know where the fleets are, and maybe it's in the other empires. I mean, one of the groups, the Animus, is a bulwark. But again, they're at war. They're at a major war right now, so they're all out of position, so we're just destroying their home systems. Oh wow, we're almost ready for level 2 of Crisis. Thank you very much. Our bond grows deeper. So with that, we can build the Sanctum of the Whisperers. Oh, infiltration speed increase. Well, that's not as good as some of the others. Oh man, maybe I should have gone with the Devourer of Worlds. Well, if I knew I was going to become the Fanatic Purifiers, I would have. Sanctum of the Whispers, it gives us 3 more telepaths on our homeworld. Each of the telepaths increases resources from all of our pops on the homeworld by 10%. Essentially meaning this is plus 30% resources, and the actual telepaths themselves are also really good jobs, giving us research and unity. Okay, gonna move these up, tackle this. I still don't even know if this is the wormhole. It could be that wormhole. It could be that wormhole. It could be that wormhole. Saying that, I haven't been attacked since. So I don't really know.
System survey complete.
Oh, crud. They're gonna get through there and take some of our systems. Defender fleet, move there, please. Oh, good. I'm finally tell where that goes. Oh, fantastic. It was that wormhole. No wonder they couldn't reinforce fast enough. Okay, you go there. You do that. Lovely. Okay, there we go. There's their defenders' fleets finally returning. They must have been all the way over there. Yeah, that should be enough to finish off that. 30k should be enough to finish off those. And we can always do our edicts, which aren't on currently once they get there. Okay, 6k fleet, you stay here. And just make sure little fleets don't get past. Same with the Corvette fleet. I'm now confident we don't need it in our territory. It's always good to have a fleet in your own territory if you're a Purifier going to war, because there can always be small fleets that sneak past and then start grabbing systems. That's why I always have a little Corvette swarm somewhere in my own territory. Don't really need that right now. Awesome. If we defeat this as well, this will break up their little vassal group, which is great for us because it means no more allies in the area. They were equal to us, but now they're at war as well. Though there is a federation, so I'm going to be a lot more careful with that. Okay, I've grabbed that. They're staying in their own systems. Now I've grabbed that bastion. These are just going to town, destroying all of that. That's great. About to take over this world, I imagine. Yep, brilliant. Oh, Mighty Shroud. Give me something cool. Oh, that's pretty cool. Psionic shields.
Heretic fleet engaged. Heretic station
Tundra world,
engaged.
okay, well we don't really want that, sadly.
Our champions have secured a heathen planet.
Okay,
System
move over
survey
there.
complete.
I think we're about to see the end of that empire. There's not much left now. There's a couple, well, there's at least one world over there, so I'll make some extra ground forces to send. With our 50k fleet sitting there, and then these fleets here, yeah, that's it. Because they were at war, they couldn't bring all their forces at once. I mean, they had definitely a massive excess compared with us in terms of their fleet power, but it was just so split. Ooh, that's not nice. Okay, we're probably going to want to invest in some decent bastions on the wormholes, just because, obviously, other empires hate us. And attacking us the second we're weak, you know, like if we go to war with someone else, is very likely. So, let's figure out these wormholes and then try to protect them. Or that could be our next targets. So that's for sovereignty. So that's the Federation group. They're probably going to be like our last targets, honestly. They're saying that there's another huge group down here. Lots of major players already.
Engaged.
We finally turned Haven into the desert it was always meant to be.
One of our stations is beset by enemies.
With one of their fleets moved out. Actually, I don't know where their fleets have moved to. We still can't status quo, so their fleets are still somewhere. Oh, was I just really silly and just let them ambush my system? No, because it's still only 7k. Where are the rest of your fleets? Oh, are you trying to get through here? Maybe you have open borders with the Chroniclers.
Construction complete.
I can never fully understand the AI's decision making, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, they just jumped out as soon as we got there, that's fine. In which case, let's remove this group. I was so right. Yet their fleets had moved here. They were definitely trying to get past the Chroniclers. They're all now returning. Well, too bad for them. They're going to lose a lot of people. And I'm going to just destroy all their stations. So, if they all attack at once, they will destroy my ships unless they're here with this citadel. However, I am so annoyingly close to Galactic Nemesis level 4. I really want to grab one of their worlds, because their worlds mean a lot of people we can sacrifice. So I don't know what to do right now. Okay, they're split up enough. We've activated the relic. This time we've activated it for firepower. So what we're going to do is this little weird dance, and then that should destroy them all as long as they don't group up, which they really shouldn't do at the moment. On top of that, focusing crystals are fun, and do I have enough resources for stuff? Kind of. Here's some armor as well. Now, at 60k, that should be more than enough to take them out, whereas our other 30, 40k is just dancing around, still taking the remaining of the systems.
Spaceport martyred.
Oh, they're still hurt? They haven't healed from the wars they've been in? Oh, that's just mean. Okay, so this dance, just to make sure we grab them. Kind of scoop them if they do go that way.
The spirits
I mean, that's it, surely. That's, even with just that one 9k fleet gone, they only had about 55k, and that's why they could have beat us, but then with the upgrades, everything else, now we're at 60-something k. Yeah, they're done for.
Complete.
Beautiful. And with that, our ground forces can follow along and take their worlds. Their worlds will be removed. By removing them, we win.
Us new wisdom.
We just took out a 20k fleet, sorry, no, a 10k fleet rather, and then like 30k came in. Yeah, and then the 10k we beat before, and the other fleet I've seen going around, they definitely could have held us off. But because of their lovely incessant need to split up every 5 seconds, victory goes to the Purifiers. Finally, I can remove Memorialist. So I'm tempted to change into an oligarchy instead. No, because you have so many population, actually the automatic resettlement chance is great. Citizen service is awesome. Distinguished Admiralty is what I was after. Police state is actually tempting. We have loads of telepaths. Every world that gets above 25 pops will have a telepath. We'll have 2 telepaths. And +5 stability is just glorious. That's useless to us. More minerals is eh. I mean, Distinguished Admiralty is just so good though. Plus 10% fire rate, and our Admirals start off at level 3. That's so nice. Citizen Service is pretty nice. 15% extra Navy capacity. That's glorious as well. But Police State, I think, just fits as well. We are making sure our people are towing the line. And our stability isn't looking great. Honestly, it isn't. I think resources are more important than outright fire rate. Clearly, we're okay for fire rate at the moment, even if we have to kind of defensive blob after this war, which we will because the other groups are too strong. This one was one of the weakest, and it was at war. I think Police State is the best. The extra stability means more of every resource, and now our telepaths are also producing an extra unity per month. Wow, that's like an extra 100... No, extra 200 unity from what it was. That is the right choice, I think. Glory to the state. That's crazy. So the Stormcaster is the building you get from this Roni precursor. If you have Archeo engineers like we do, it also has constantly damages hostile ships in the system. Normally it just makes the storm, blocking sensors, reducing ship speed and fire rate. But it also damages hostile... Wow. That is really cool. A bit useless for us since our border's always going to be moving, but that would have been awesome in a, like, isolationist run. Oh, that's annoying. I went to war with this empire thinking it was just this chunk here, but of course this is one of the empires they were at war with, which resulted in all the problems. And, yeah, we're kind of just stuck. This war will end eventually. We can't get through here. They can't get through here. War exhaustion is a thing.
The faithful have claimed a new world. Blocker cleared.
Kind of forgot I was still mostly using disruptors then.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Well, whoever told me about it was correct. It turns out that the menacing vehicles do not cost minor artifacts, even if you use the minor artifact weapons. So, although these look weak-ish, remember, they are getting a plus 33% weapon damage, which isn't being added here. It's being added when they're actually created. Same with the shields. Normally, these are not that much better than the hyper shields. They already have far less hit points, but they come with shield hardening, which means things like missiles will actually hit the shield rather than go straight for the hull. And things like disruptors as well. Also, this is a fast thing as well with the precognition interface. I guess I'm going to be spamming some of these now in our fleets because these really do have the potential to be absolutely hideously annoying to fight against. Long range, they'll start the fight straight away. Consistent damage, armor penetration. Sorry, wait. Armor penetration. I thought it was extra armor damage. Okay, so that ignores all of the shields, all of the armor, and then goes straight to the hull. Oh, I am focusing on these. Okay, never mind. This is my main vehicle. Say hello to it. Can I have one of these with loads of small... I mean, we can a little bit, I guess. That's neat. Could have that as artillery, since these can stay back and fire those. Then the destroyers. There's the artillery version. Then there's the multi-role. Okay, well, once we have... How have we not researched torpedoes? So you have torpedoes, that. Then the whirlwind missiles once we get those. Well, for now, the corvettes are definitely the ones we're going to be spamming. Okay, so likely this will be the next war then. I don't even know if they can get to us because of how weird these borders are, because this group here hates them. Very minimum, rather, we can break this machine empire. That'll give us space to attack this one next. I'm moving in one of my fleet groups already. I'll move in the next as well. Pop the next one here. One group goes in there, one group there, protects us. And I think we'll be okay to just go from there, honestly. A lot of the new worlds we're getting, I'm going to be converting into mineral worlds. Now that our main resource isn't really alloys, but it's minerals, we're going to need loads. And that being said, we can't just go off pure menacing corvettes. I think even if we get really lucky and the final enemy is... Actually, I don't even know what these are the best against. Probably contingency. Contingency or unbidden. Now, the Scourge have a lot of armor, but they also have a lot of hull. In which case, this wouldn't be as good either. But we do have the Ancient Pulse armor we can swap to easily, and that's also getting some bonuses. But at least has some armor value to it. This is kind of a jack-of-all-trades fleet, actually.
Construction
Should be
complete.
okay versus any of the endgame crises, though I don't think I'd want to spam just corvettes. So we definitely have to have some battleships mixed in. What we could do is have the missile corvettes, and then... hangar bay style... battleships, or even go with this and go with all the missiles and torps. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, the torpedo variant. At least it'd mix it up a little bit. And still go with the explosive damage, so we could keep on researching explosive. Though, to be honest, although we are about to hit 7k tech, our empire size is ridiculous, so we're not going to get that many repeatables anyway.
Ground forces are dropping on target.
What I'm hoping is, by the time the crisis arrives, our economies are going to be just so good because of how big our empire is, it won't really matter all that much. Beautiful. So I'm a little bit confused here. We're definitely at war with this empire. But we also have a truce. And it's weirdly cancelled it all out. We're not at war. Despite the fact it's saying we're at war. Well, that's really odd, and I've never actually seen that interaction before.
Success.
Okay, we just got Ascension Theory, so that's lovely. That means one more Ascension perk. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to go with. I might just grab... Honestly, Archaeology Project would be interesting, but we have so many worlds. I think trying to focus on any upgrades is going to be inconsequential overall. So I'm going to just go with Technological Ascendancy, try and speed up our research speed a little bit. The war is currently going pretty well, so nothing really to concern ourselves with there. But then we do have Threshold to the Void. So... this is a silly one. If we accept this, we get even more bonuses to tech on our homeworld, but at the very end, we can lose the world. In fact, if I recall the event correctly, it's like 2/3 chance of becoming a black hole, 1/3 chance of just keeping the bonuses. So I'm going to get rid of it, and that's going to be major negatives there. It's just our homeworld is such a economic boon at the moment. I can't really afford to lose it, and it would probably lose me the game. If I was in a better position, I would have risked it, but since we weren't,
Enemy contact.
well, that's where we are now. Hey, can you stop getting behind me? That would be great.
Engaging enemy station.
Thankfully, the AI continues to split its
action
fleets.
underway.
I just took out a 40k, there's now a 20k here and a 40k there. If they stuck together, they would have definitely defeated my little Corvette swarm. But here we are, with the AI continuing to be a little bit on the derpier
Ground
side.
objective secured.
Meanwhile, my ground forces is having a lot of fun taking out all these worlds.
Blocker cleared. Engaging enemy station.
Oh, please don't get the ground forces. Good, good. The station's there, gonna be there for just long enough for my fleet to
lost
reserve.
to enemy action.
That's it, run away. Why would the AI even bother to do this? Hey look, Galactic Council, these people did something naughty. Yeah, we obviously are. We currently have 1, 2, 3, we have 6 worlds where we're currently destroying the populations, including the machines. Why am I undesirable? That's interesting. So it's only... Oh, because we're... No, we still have our robots. That's interesting. I didn't know that. So only machines that you make are classed as non-undesirables. But that can't be the case, because I have these. Did I get these before I became purifiers, then? Must have done. Huh. I actually didn't know that about purifiers. I always thought that if you're a purified normal empire, other than synths, I thought you could take machines. Oh, unless these are synths. But then I thought they would just degrade into droids. Actually, now I'm saying it, that makes sense. Okay. This all makes sense. It's just something I wasn't aware of. Well, our fleet is almost gone, but I think that's it. All the stations now, yep, they have all been taken, so it's just up for our ground forces to go here, then we'll jump all the way over there, do some normal movements, jump one last time, and that will be the war. Our next target will be these fellas, who keep on yelling at me and humiliating me, so soon this world will be ours. Meanwhile, thanks to the Ascendancy, what we can do now is this over here, this ambition for extra minerals. So we're producing, well, we were producing 2,000 a month. The reason why we're not anymore is because I am spamming more of those corvettes. We're getting ready to go to war with these empires, and they are mostly shields and armor. So we should utterly obliterate them. Yeah, look at that. 4.4k shields, 4k armor, only 800 hull. And now our missiles go straight to hull. So I mentioned about the weird interactions currently, how we're kind of at war with the Coalition, but not really. Yeah, so during the war, a small enemy group managed to get through my defenses, I've destroyed them, but I can't get back my systems. As you can see, they're technically under their control, but although we're at war with them, they're not hostile, so I can't take them back. I don't know what's going to happen once we win this war, honestly. Because we can't obviously get normal victory because, you know, cleansing. But I'm hoping once we beat them, it all just reverts back. Because otherwise I've just randomly lost these systems. Which is a little bit annoying.
Blocker cleared.
Okay, the war is now over. These are now free. We can give them a nice satisfying insult. Now if all my fleets could please go over to... So there's the Chroniclers, then there's the Continuity. This one will definitely be the easiest, so let's go for this one first. Yeah, fleet should be able to just stroll in here and take out all of this. Then the ground forces are a bit weaker as well. Yep, this is the Machine Fallen Empire. Same rules as before, I think. Yep, far less hull than shields and armor, so their fleets don't really pose a threat to our corvette swarms. Get everything over there, take out this first Fallen Empire, then the second. The third is in a really awkward place, but that also means if they try to insult us again, we don't have to take it, so less minus happiness in the future. This will be the last time we accept any of that. Whoa, way too many buildings here? I must have taken it by mistake. Well, kept it by mistake, I should say. I didn't even see it tick over then. Okay, so where are their fleets moving? Come on, move. I don't want to fight you and the station at once. There we go. Behold the swarms! Wow, yeah, once they start hitting, it just vanishes all that hull. I mean, I would like to see them fight, but at the same time, if they're really going to just run away and let me take over their worlds, then I'm not going to stop them. I am actually now building battleships in the background as well, so for the battleships, they're going to be essentially pure strikecraft. So we're going with missiles and strikecraft as our main damage types, so I think we're going to really, really hurt the contingency. We'll be good versus the Unbidden and okay versus the Scourge. That's kind of... Yeah, I'm hoping we don't see the Scourge, but we might end up seeing them.
Station.
Okay, so there we go. We have our new ring world, thanks to the last Fallen Empire. We'll move our fleet into position over here now, so we can attack this empire next. The next Fallen Empire, this one will probably put up more of a fight. The machines were a bit silly, to say the least, honestly. Now, annoyingly, I don't know how, but I must have bombarded this too much, so it had such little population. As soon as we grabbed it, we instantly lost it. So I'm hoping the special buildings are still there, because all we've got so far are these, which are actually not that great. I've got to be honest. Oh, actually, no, because of the minerals. Never mind, they're alright. I don't want the auto forges, though, because we just don't want the alloys. We want minerals above all else. So we'll leave it like that for now until we have more population and things are sorting themselves out. Then eventually, I guess, I'll turn them into science ones? Hard to say. We'll see what happens later. Goodbye, machines. Thank you for your unity. Speaking of which, we have now finished off dominations, so what we can do is go ahead and start activating everything we want. So what do we want then? I think everything, really. The Grand Fleet makes everything cheaper. Desperate measures for later. Actually, we'll leave it off for now. Go with that. And then just start upgrading our worlds once we have the unity for that, I suppose. I'm not someone who likes complaining. At least, I think of myself as a pretty positive/neutral person. A good guy in general. But one thing I really can't stand is the AI on Fallen Empires. So, they're trying to humiliate me, that's it. I'm trying to cleanse them. So straight away, that's really unfair. I understand why it has to be this way. If the Fallen Empire could actually take space from Purifier species to attack them and fail, you'll end up with blobs of Fallen Empires everywhere and it'll just be an absolute chaos. But look what they're going to do. They're going to abandon all of their territory right now, which is their biggest advantage. They're going to sit here, probably, and just bombard this till the end of time. That's likely what's about to happen, and that's all they're going to do. Meanwhile, my purification forces, you know, with the really scary bombardment and everything, are now in their home territory and about to bombard their actual people. And that'll be it. Their people will be gone. That's the war over with. So already we have their citadel, so there's very little they can now do. I just wished that the Fallen Empire AI was tweaked. Not sure how you do it. It apparently destroyed my speech, then even trying to talk about it, but I'm always a little bit disappointed with the Fallen Empires, is what I'm trying to say.
Station.
Satisfying insult available. Hey you! You're dumb. Yep, just what I said would happen is happening. Now, one thing I've noticed is this is probably the most stammery I've been in a while, actually, in a video. There's so many outtakes, so you're only seeing the takes I actually keep in. I have stuttered my way through this entire video. It is truly atrocious. So for those who don't know, I actually do have a speech impediment, and that took over 7 years of speech therapy to mostly get rid of. That's why I talk in such a, people say, monotone way or a very blocky way, which is true. It's why my accent is a little bit weird. It's very hard to tell where I am exactly from the UK. But I'm actually now back in speech therapy, and I've got to be honest, it is tiring me out constantly, and it is one of the least pleasant things I've done in my adult life. Going back to that after now being in my 30s is sad. On the upside, though, speech therapist is very nice, and he did bring me Welsh cakes.
Success.
Which is like the main good thing living in Wales. Well, that and the people and the beautiful scenery, but mostly the Welsh cakes. At some point, I need to reveal a lot of these outtakes I do and also talk about my speech impediment, because people never seem to fully understand what exactly it is. And it's something I don't really talk about all that much, and it's a huge part of me. In fact, the other day, I literally couldn't order something over the phone because I stammered for so long, they thought I'd left. Because I have what some people would call a block stammer. Essentially, rather than repeating the same letter over and over again, I'll get stuck on a letter in a word, and then stop being able to speak for a few seconds, or more. And occasionally I just trip over my words, or have to change words mid-sentence. I'm waffling right now, 'cause it's getting very late. Oh, no, they're now moving on, so they're not even actually damaging this world. Well, oh, they landed on it. I didn't even notice they had landing forces there.
Station reports.
And thanks to the shroud, my forces are now healing themselves. Lovely. Won't be long now before my ground forces can land. Yeah, already removed a lot of their pops as well. Meanwhile, still trying to put gateways everywhere, so I can collect all that beautiful, beautiful trade value. Also want to make sure I have a lot of coverage for when the endgame crisis arrives, so I don't end up getting completely out of position. Okay, you're just building a starbase. I do have some other construction vessels on auto build, so I should grab all that resource soon. Yeah, there they are. Anywhere else I really want a starbase? There's one there already, one there. Maybe over here, another gateway. Yeah. So after this, then we'll go to war with this group over here, which are... Oh, that's why they're so weak. I was wondering, because there are multiple empires with better tech than me in this galaxy. This one over here is just nothing. And it looks like it's been slowly worn away by the other empires. Yeah, so I'll grab that soon. Then that may be where we end until the endgame crisis, because that's a nice chunk of the galaxy. It's over a third of the galaxy under my control, with 2 fallen empires worth of worlds, hopefully. There we go, the chroniclers are gone, with their last world being bombarded from orbit. Which was actually an accident. My ground forces are currently on the way, but whoops-a-daisy. That has kind of happened. Do we have any gateways near here? Okay, so we obviously need a gateway in this territory as well. The closest one is way too far away. Let's pop that down. All of our forces get there, along with the ground forces. Then we'll go to war with them, and I think they only have, like, 1 protector. They have 2, the collective. Who are the collective? I can't even see the collective. Oh, is this little group of... Really? Oh, that's... Yeah, that's terrifying, that is. Okay, yeah, so we can just sweep through that, destroy that nice and easily. We'll have to do a jump here, but that's fine. We can also go to war with the coalition afterwards, so all that will be ours. And then what we really need to do is start grabbing all these systems here. Got a lot of gaps in our territory, and we also have a lot of influence. So we really should do something about that. Let's send 1 fleet to deal with all these, and then we'll start grabbing these systems as well, because we may as well. Our empire size is already ridiculous, so a couple more systems aren't really going to cause too many problems. Excuse me, what? I went to war with them, but I can't attack them. But I can attack them. I'm sorry? I am so... How did I... Oh, it auto did the jump, didn't it? I am so confused right now. I declared war versus these fellas. I can't hurt them. I'm a purifier. This has gotta be a bug, right? I mean, yeah, it has to be a bug. We are currently at war, cleansing with this group. That's why I can enter their territory. However, for reasons unknown to me, I can't attack them?
Engaging enemy station.
Oh, now I can. Okay, well at least we fixed it pretty quickly by just manually attacking, but that was really confusing. If anyone smarter than me, which is all of you, have any insight why that just happened, I would love to know the mechanic that caused that, because I just don't quite get it, honestly. I just don't understand what happened. I mean, I never understand what's happening, but now I'm really not sure about what's happening. So what's better here, swarm or picket? So this would enable them to fire their missiles a bit further, which is great, and just hang back a little bit. You'd lose some of the evasion, you'd lose some of the speed, but extra tracking as well. I also feel like that'd be more fun to watch. I'm also thinking about swapping over to pulse armor rather than the ones we were using before. So there's advantages and disadvantages here. With the suspension field, that comes with shield hardening, which means things like the Scourge or the strike craft from the contingency would still be hitting the shield. And then I can just rank up shield over and over again, whereas the ancient pulse armor, it comes with armor and shield, making it more universally countery. No, I think I'll stick with this. Because currently, although we're not going to do many repeatables, the repeatables we're doing are missiles, strikecraft, shields. And that way, each of our tech types is being used. With Ancient Pulse Armor, only half of that shield bonus is actually even being used. And this way, we don't need to go with a shield hardener, since this kind of does it itself. It's 45%. Could go like this. That would make them a bit more protected versus quite a few things. Yeah, let's go with that. That is going to sacrifice some speed, but sure, that's what we're going to stick with for now. I didn't even see it happen, but we just took out a Wraith. Which means now we have... There we go, extra research speed physics and extra energy from jobs, which is actually pretty good for us, considering we have quite a few just generator districts, which normally I don't. Normally I prefer trade value, but this time I'm kind of going with a mixed group, so that's pretty awesome. And extra research speed, of course, is always very, very welcome. How did I lose that system? I can't remember losing that system. Actually, a lot of the systems looked a bit wonky. Was that from... That looks sus. Was that from the War with the Fallen Empire? Am I that oblivious? Oh my god, it's 4 AM. Oh, wow. Well, that explains my brain currently. Something I forgot to do, like, ages ago, was once I unified with Haven, I was going to change my name. So finally, we are the United Clans, no longer Unbound. Okay, I need a lot of you on auto, please, because I'm trying to grab all of these systems. Let's try and have less border gore for once. Let's see if we can have an actual unified-looking area. Just one time. You know? Just once. Your shields and armor mean nothing to the Purifiers. Also, this world had like over 100 population. Now it certainly doesn't. Sorry, Hive Mind. I wonder if that means they get stupider every time they lose a drone. Because they're all meant to be part of the same mind, right? I'd like to believe that if a hive mind only has one population left, it is just an absolute dolt. Just Lathrix level of thinking. And I want to be friends with that hive mind of one. And could you even call it a hive mind at that point? Wouldn't it just be a person? A really confused person. Slowly but surely, one more enemy is falling to the glory of the clans. Meanwhile, over on the Hive, I'm just bombarding. Oh, I have fully bombarded their world and I didn't even notice. Whoops-a-daisy. Let's continue then.
All sword ground elements are dropping on target. Engaging enemy station.
The menacing corvettes are just so much fun. They're just so quick and they're just good at countering a lot, which is always very, very welcome. Grabbing as many systems as I can, so I'm slowly fixing up all these bits of border gore. That'll finish off the collective, then it's this group over here. I can't really get to them there, so I'll go to war afterwards with the coalition. Then a good third closing in on a half of the entire galaxies and under my control. We do have almost 18,000 tech. That sounds fantastic, until you realise I have 1,833 empire size. So my tech cost is increased by 164%. We're actually getting more repeatables done than I'd expect though, since we have lots of research speed increases. So that's all well and good. Ooh. Well, good job I randomly noticed you at the last second. Okay, well that's fine. We have gateways over there and we have massive fleets. We won't really lose anything. But seriously, good job I noticed. Last second as well. It's silly to say, but I swear that Archeo Engineers may now be my favourite Ascension perk for one building and one building alone. the Ancient Refinery. It's already super powerful, but by increasing it to plus 40% on each, I just end up putting it down on most of our worlds. We don't even end up with proper refinery worlds. Well, actually, in this case, we have got one proper refinery world, but still, the point still stands. You just get so much rare resource. We're getting almost 5 per job. So that's 5 of each of the primary rare resources, and because of that, even though we don't really have access to the global economy, well, the galactic economy since we're purifiers, I don't care. Everything is running as it should. And that's just weird, that one building is doing that. Oh, lovely, we have the Omnicodex. Not really useful for actually... Oh, I love how much resource you get from that. Not really useful for making new species, because, you know, purifier, but if we take a look at our main species, we now have a spare point, which at the moment we could remove sedentary, or we could improve one of our techs, which is definitely what we're going to do, and... Engineering or Society is the one we're going to go with, since all of our damage is coming from Strikecraft and missiles, and I don't think our shield's going to be strong enough really to hold off many of the Crisis enemies, especially if we're going to go with heavy corvettes. Okay then. I know that cruisers these days are really good, and I'm tempted to mix in some cruisers like this. So, these are going to be loads of minor artifacts, and they're using the ancient drill drones. These are terrible versus everything but the Scourge, but the Scourge are the ones I'm the most scared with by spamming these cloud launchers, since they have the most hull out of all 3 options, and these just ignore armor and shield. So if we go with this, these are essentially our backup plan. Just mix in a few of these per fleet. And I've been told countless times that apparently not torpedoes, apparently the cruisers now are a lot better than they used to be. So if we go like that, then mix in shields and armor because we have the points for that, I think that would be alright. Well, that is pretty amazing. Which of our scientists is that exactly? Where are you? There you are. Oh, you're also the Chosen One. Okay, so our current physics leader is now the Chosen One and the Chosen of the Whisperers, giving plus 20% research speed and plus 25% research speed. Well, our shields are going to be good. Oh, I'm so tempted, even though they have expertise computing, I'm so tempted to put them onto engineering instead for the missiles. I don't know.
Is free.
So it's happened again. We're at war with this Empire, and it's not instantly making us hostile. At least now we've learned that if I just manually attack one of the targets, they'll then become hostile, we can start attacking them properly. That is so weird. What is doing that?
Complete. Engaging enemy station.
There we go. Just weird. I apparently have an incapability of learning from prior mistakes. I destroyed this empire before fully attacking this empire, so I didn't get any of their territory. Because I was at war with this group, or I should have done is destroy them, then the original group. Because of their vassal status. On the upside, though, we found one of the superworlds. So, yay for more tech in the future. We might actually be able to get 30k tech before the end of this run, which will be nice. I'm actually running out of influence, though, which is really interesting. I did not think that would happen. But look at the lack of border gore, except for this one little blob, which I simply can't get rid of. But still, the lack of border gore. Okay, so I've been using the Psionic Archive every time on cooldown in order to improve our stability. That's why our stability has been between 80 and 100% on pretty much every one of our worlds. Now we're going to leave it off cooldown because I need to fight the endgame crisis soon. It's 3 years, the absolute earliest it can arrive, and I want this to be ready, so admittedly I shouldn't have activated it even recently, but hopefully it'll be ready in time when they eventually arrive, and that will increase our fire rate by things like 20% for 5 years, which is so insanely good. On top of that, we're going to swap over one of these, probably Police State, in order to grab a Distinguished Admiralty. This will increase our fire rate by an additional 10%, then we have Defender of the Galaxy, and our ships are pretty much tuned to be not really counter, but good versus everyone, and we have a good amount of fleet power now. So right now I'm just relaxing, making sure my worlds are okay, trying to get my tech to 30k if I can, and just really hoping it's anything but the Scourge.
Science Division report.
I'm honestly...
success.
Sure. I'm really hoping weirdly for the contingency. I haven't seen it in ages, plus I just think these weapons will do well versus them. 2,324, almost half of the galaxy under the control of the United Clans, and we've just hit 30,000 research per month. And we're doing repeatables about one every year, give or take, some a little bit less, some a little bit more. We do have loads of research speed from a lot of modifiers, and I'm also finally building the Science Nexus. Yes, I am aware. That's pretty late, but we are building it, so that's great. Maybe we'll get a little bit of extra research speed just before the end. Things looking alright though, our fleets are pretty strong. We have lots of bonuses against in-game crises, and as long as it's not the Scourge, our shields should be really good. I mean, against the contingency, they mostly use energy weapons, which are terrible versus shields, and a few strike craft, and we definitely have a lot of point defense, so that's fine. Against the Unbidden, they only use energy weapons, and that's terrible versus shields. And then the Scourge are the problem. Their missiles go through shields, although we do have a lot of shield hardening, some of it will still go straight to our hull. And they have equal armor and hull, almost, if I'm thinking correctly. And it's probably like I've mentioned this a million times very quickly, because these are like hours in between the clips. But I am actually really worried. I am mixing in some other fleets, some other ship types. The cruisers and the destroyers I'm making are made... Not those destroyers, the new destroyers, the menacing ones. They're being made with the express purpose of trying to fight the Scourge with some energy weapons and trying to stay far back. They're still using the fields, though the cruisers are also mixing in some armor, so I think I'll be okay even if they're early. But I'm hoping for maybe another 10 years just to get the Science Nexus online, also get a few of our worlds going pure research to get some repeatables done. The Fallen Empire has awoken. We don't care. In fact, it's probably a beneficial thing because they're completely stuck by the Super Federation, the scary of the two groups. As you can see, it now extends all the way along here. If they start fighting, the Awakened Empire will almost definitely lose, but it will weaken the other empire significantly. Wonder if I can get to the consciousness somehow. This is definitely a weaker group, and they're currently at war with the other groups. No, there's not any wormholes we haven't really explored in our territory. Just trying to think if there's any way we can jump ahead. Also, how have we missed a archaeology site? Let's grab that, please. Just trying to look for any I haven't seen yet. I don't think there are any. That one goes back to our own territory. Not close enough to jump, are we? No, even with our side jump drives, which are better, this is just not going to happen. I don't really want to fight through the other groups, there's the thing. Although I think we would win an outright galactic war at this point, the endgame crisis is arriving soon, and I can't be in the middle of that right now. Well, this will be the last war before the endgame crisis anyway, so we're moving in just to take out these two small empires. It turns out that the consciousness is actually guaranteeing their independence. So I'm curious if they manage to get to us somehow. If they do, then there's the way to attack them. Otherwise, yeah, this will be the absolute end. Please? I mean... Sure, we have shields, at least we'll take less losses this way. As soon as they get there, there we are.
Action underway.
Not really too much of a shock there. Okay, that's their main system down. Now just to grab the rest. And this will be over shortly, and our borders will expand a little bit into the corner of the galaxy here. Well, the center, I should say. Again, the enemy splitting is so good for us. So, in total, there was over 300,000. Probably got 400,000 fleet power attacking us. I just fought them off over here, and that's because they didn't wait for the rest of their groups, and now they're going this way. I assume they're trying to get into this territory here. We have a gateway nice and close, that's fine. Okay, can you please go here to defend? That'll be absolutely fine. Once we take out these two worlds, then we can take this world, which should end the war anyway, so that will be that. Then we've got to decide who we're actually going to fight next. I know I'm waiting for the endgame crisis, but I'm actually getting very bored now. We could try and clear some of this space, push them back. Look, they have been sitting by our borders with these two fleets for ages. That's only 100k. I know they have more than that. There are definitely wormholes into our territory, though, in multiple spots within the Federation chunk. Defending over here is easy. There's only a couple of choke points after we've beat this. Over here, there's like 3 choke points. Then there's 2 or 3 wormholes in our territory to also have to defend.
Fleet
It might be worth it if the crisis doesn't spawn soon. Okay, so upside, the Scourge did leave us for around about 15 years, which was nice. Downside, the Scourge left us, which means, yep, our crisis this time around is the Scourge. This is the group we wanted the least out of all 3. Now, thankfully, we are plenty powerful, and we do have a lot of bonuses versus the Scourge. It's also time now to lose Police State and gain Distinguished Admiralty, which should hopefully not completely tank our economy, although it will hurt somewhat since I've now 5 stability on every single world. This is going to be difficult. So, like I was saying before, the reason why the Scourge is the scariest for us, honestly, is just because of how we've set up our main fleets, which of course aren't the battleships. Where's the corvettes? Let me see a corvette. There we go. The missiles are great. They ignore armor and shield and go straight for the hull. The Scourge have the most hull per ship. I'm almost certain of that. So straight away, bit of a disadvantage there. Then, the Scourge are anti-shields. They either do bonus damage versus shields or ignore shields. Now, we do have a lot of shield hardening, thanks to the Advanced Hardener, and then also the suspension fields, since, you know, menacing corvettes don't use minor artifacts, which is great. So that's good. We have a little bit of protection, but we would have utterly wiped the floor with, I think, the Contingency and the Unbidden. This is going to be a challenge. I also don't know if there's an actual connection here. There can't be, no. So, they're also in a bad place. We can't catch them early. I wish they'd spawn somewhere else. My territory, or honestly, yeah, just my territory would have been perfect, so we could instantly start throwing ourselves against them. Letting them spread is going to be very annoying. Okay, I'll be back once I've moved close enough that I know where I'm going to jump all my forces. At the moment, I've got a few forces here just sitting there, just in case we got attacked, but obviously not enough to fight them. It begins. Oh, I'm such an idiot. I just split a single battleship off of this group so I could jump here to actually check their stats. Then I accidentally jumped in my entire fleet and left the single battleship alone. Oh, okay, well, that's a very silly first loss. Let me check your stats then, please. Oh, you have way more armor than hull than I thought. Wait, what, really? Was I really that wrong? Why was I thinking they had so much more hull? Oh, is it just their... It's just their stations. Or maybe it's their larger craft? Well, I'm happy at least. Well, at least Leeds are going to get utterly destroyed because, yep, far too few of them, and they also just jumped, so doing less damage and moving slower. So I've set them all to their carrier state, so as you see, they kind of run away from the target, which is actually wildly effective, considering we had almost no fleet power here. Imagine that on a much larger scale. That's kind of how our battleships are going to act as our corvettes run in and try and do some proper damage. That actually gave me quite a bit of hope, because they did better than I expected there. I actually killed a couple of swarmlings. Really? I have got a lot more hope. So it is the leaders I was thinking of. The Broodmothers have equal hull and armor. 115,000, in fact, which is crazy. The Warriors are the same. So it is only the Swarmlings? Yeah, and then the Queens actually have more hull than armor. So it is only the smaller Swarmlings who are super vulnerable. The rest are going to be a lot sturdier. Okay. That is a blue blur even on my screen, and I imagine with YouTube compression, that's going to look even worse. Either way, my fleets are finally moving. I'm moving them over here. It looks like this will be the first border they reach. Which means what I could do... By the way, I have ridiculous amounts of Unity, and the reason for that is just every single world has one of these, producing Unity, because this also produces some lovely Navy capacity, but also they have the Psychor, and that is making loads of Unity as well. Lots of Unity, lots of tech. So that's good, because it means we can actually activate this. Where is it? There we are, Desperate Measures. As long as I'm in my own territory, we get plus 40% fire rate, so try our best to fight them in our own systems. Now, of course, if I take out the station, that will convert to theirs, but even a short amount of that extra fire rate would be very, very welcome. Come on, Scourge, please reach here so I can actually enter the territory without jumping and making my fleets incredibly weak. That's it. Good, Scourge. Come on, Queenie. Who's a beautiful little queen? Here you are. Now head towards me. Okay, we shoot down their strike craft, obviously very important. Oh, there's our corvettes just being devastated. Yep, those shields aren't taking a single hit, are they, before melting? But with the little enemies down, then we're countering them all with the strike craft, our point defense. Okay, not too bad. Not great, but not too bad. Okay, how much do we actually lose then? Okay, 25, 33. All corvettes, obviously. No battleships, though, right? One destroyer, but only corvette. Okay, that actually wasn't atrocious. So many corvettes has been broken in half. It seems like once the smaller of the vanguard are destroyed, these actually do very little, if anything, to our fleets. And then once all the strike craft are out, then the damage ramps up. It just takes a while. We'll just have a very poor alpha strike. Two cruisers destroyed that time. Again, no battleships though. Okay. It is mostly just corvettes which are being knocked out. Still though, that's two of their big fleets gone, along with two of their smaller fleets, I think. Was it one of their smaller fleets? Either way, good chunk of them gone there. A new battleship will now be created and added to our fleets, which are only using the ancient driller drones. The battleships I've been making actually very sneakily did have one of these. Now they're going to have all three. This will take up all of our minor artifacts. We're only getting 28 minor artifacts a month, which means I can't really add more than one of these per month to the queue. But yeah, that should be adding a lot more. Pure armor penetration, extra hull damage, so that's going to stack very well with the ancient nano missile cloud launchers, which is what all of our corvettes and destroyers are using. I do love the look of the beams. These are from our destroyers using those weird weapons which, I can't remember, does it actually go through hull or what? The menacing destroyers are using the large ancient cavernation collapsers. That's a sentence. It is, yeah, 50% armor penetration, 50% armor damage. I'm now realizing these are probably worse than just the corvettes, but it's pretty. Oh, Strikecraft doing their weird little dance, which is just lovely. Hopefully the missiles will be enough to take out these. These fellas are the ones which don't really have all that much hull. Yeah, as soon as the corvettes get in range, just start really peppering with those missiles, then they're gone. Yeah, too much is hitting the armor. We need more of those new types of battleship, which also have the armor penetration.
Mining station lost to enemy action.
Well, at least as long as we're staying here, we're getting an extra fire rate bonus, which is definitely working out nicely for us. I really love how those lasers look. This is now my second real-life day fighting the Scourge. I feel like this one is going to drag for a while. Slowly, our corvettes have been kind of whittled away. We have very few left now. Having no retreat as our war doctrine as well means none of them jump to safety. So as you can see, some of the battleships are being hit because they decide, I know, I'm going to go and move forwards, but a lot of them stay far enough away that that first wave doesn't really reach them. So the battleships are actually doing pretty good. considering they have to rely on Strikecraft, which, again, no Alpha Strike, but they build and build and build and build until they're doing max damage. Yeah, very few battleships got lost then. And that was another one of their big fleets. I think we've taken out... Oh, I can see. 1 fleet. 2 fleet. This is a terrible attempt at an accent. So yeah, 3 fleets. Their acid blasts really do look so cool. If only they didn't do so much damage to my ships, I'd appreciate them even more. Guess who's finally built a mega shipyard framework? It's me. Okay, yeah, so we need way more alloys. I'm actually currently making some types of battleship. You can see I'm really stacking them. Called No Relic. These are the No Relic versions. I'm still making more corvettes and everything, since although they just get obliterated from existence, they do an atrocious amount of damage while they're still alive. So I am building some of those, but mostly I'm building battleships and now also non-relic versions. And they seem to be working well. I think splitting our forces with some of them hitting armor, some of them going all the way through is really not the play here, but
Field engineers
just more ships equal more pew-pew equal more win-win, correct? Oh no, they're all going this way, and they're about to reach my territory over here, and here as well. So now we have several breach points. That's not great. Okay, I've pushed through there, so what we should do is move back to the gateway. We have 3 fleets almost complete. In fact, we have 1 fleet, which is a weird mix of things which I was repairing, which is already ready, which will join them. Thank you. That one's almost ready, that one's almost ready. Okay, so we have almost 1 million extra fleet power about to join our death group, which is pretty good, all things considered.
Science division.
Wow, those lasers
success.
look even cooler up close. They actually do have little, black hole explosions. I feel like I'm watching the immune system attacking parasites.
Fleet lost.
So would this type of carrier be better? It's the engagement range. This ship will stay at the maximum engagement range of its hangars. No, because it'd always be at the maximum engagement range, which is 125, right? Unless this actively adds to that. In which case, the carrier sapient computer would be better than the precognitive, which I'm using currently. If anyone knows how that system works, tell me, because currently kiting the enemy seems to work really well. Only occasionally do the enemy actually get in range for their acid blasts, which are the ones which are really doing the damage. Their missiles and strikecraft are being kind of nullified by the just sheer strikecraft and point defense spam. Okay, so they finally destroyed this area here. Oh no, because this world's still under their control, they're going to grab the system back. Okay, get away before you end up being bounced away again, since this has already happened to one of my fleets once. Once they gain back control of that, because they've closed bordered with us, we'll be bounced away. It's kind of becoming a problem. However, I have killed so many of the large fleets, I am seeing none of them in this section now. Actually, you know what? Let's not run away. Let's start moving into this territory here. Clearing out a little bit. We basically get no losses versus the stations, so let's continue. See what I was just saying. So now for a month my fleets are gone. If I just destroyed the station and my fleets are here, why would they instantly... Fine. I know that game mechanic is the way it is. That was me being silly. I should have moved out faster. Now I'm seeing even more of the territory. Yeah, it seems like over the last 10 or so years we have definitely whittled down their numbers severely. So now we can start taking some of this space, and that's one of the good things as well. With the Scourge devouring all of this, this will all be our territory. It's like we're herding them to destroy the rest of the galaxy. Single battleship groups can in fact take out stations all by themselves. Ooh, the Wounded Queen. Do we have any science vessels nearby I can just run over? Run there. Is it there? No. So where is the Wounded Queen then? Because I would like that very much. Oh, well, over here. Oh, never mind then. Okay, looks like they've either restocked with their fleets, or they've started moving from this line over. Oh dear. Okay, so I was hoping that my science vessels could cloak to get the Queen, but apparently they got caught. I think. Where is my science vessel? It was moving this way at some point. It definitely got through a few systems, but no. Okay, that fleet there is just happily bombarding. I don't know what this fleet's up to. Yeah, it doesn't really help because of the whole hyperlane. Where are you going? If you're heading towards me, I'll have to run to the gateway and defend. No, perfect. Lovely, so this chunk is still safe for me now, then let's just continue with the path I was marking out before. Yeah, we lose absolutely nothing taking out their stations, so that's exactly what we're doing now. As the Scourge forces continue to push towards the left, I'm finally now starting to grab some of their systems. Especially this one here, which has a gateway and a hyperdrive kind of smushed together. So we have a gateway now into the middle of Scourge territory, then we're going to wipe out this corner over here. That way we have two new, much easier choke points for us. This fleet is still very slowly obliterating the people of this world. Which I'm fine with, and once it's done, then I'll take that system. Oh, the Scourge jumped and is actually taking all this territory as well. Shame. Just staring at blue clouds of death.
Spaceport lost to enemy action.
Ooh, wait. Spaceport lost? Why was the spaceport lost? Oh, I was going after you and I changed course. I was hoping you weren't going back into my territory. This is why I shouldn't have made stations yet. Yep, because now you get the station back. That's fine. Go and deal with that, please. That would be great. I'm also making a second group now. Because this group is now strong enough that it's basically not really losing anything in every type of fight. I'm now building a second fleet, which will get to the same point, and then we have two fleets running around, and then we can clear things much faster. Yeah, whoops.
Science.
Ah, neat! The Sentinels are here. Well, have fun. It's nice to see the rest of the galaxy also coming together, so we have us, and the rest of the galaxy is the two forces fighting the Scourge, and they are at least destroying the worlds. So we don't have to do that with our fleets. Secondary group's doing well over there. We're grabbing every system we can with our construction vessels. We have loads of influence to spend, and actually we can go with Proclaim Superiority when we need to. Do need some science vessels down here soon, though, so let's start exploring all this. In fact, exploring everywhere would be great. So the Scourge are being pushed back. They're being squished over here. They're still doing great over here, but we don't really care for the moment. We just want this to be our territory, then we'll jump over and try to cleanse this wound. Then that'll be it. Oh, that's good. Okay, so the Swarm Strikers, which is the strike craft from the Scourge themselves, do more damage than the regular strike craft. But the big thing is, they have 66% armor penetration, so that's what we can now put on our non-relic battleships. Should have grabbed that earlier. So this area is almost finished now, it's just the last sections of clear up. I have got Will to Power on, so I can grab all these systems. I ended up losing like half of my fleet, or at least half of one of my two fleets, so a quarter I guess. Hence why now I'm below 2,000 Navy capacity again, because I didn't realise how many fleets are in this section. So the survivors, which aren't looking great, are now here. I'm building a bastion here. This is going to be our little outpost in this next section of Scourge, just to make sure we can defend these wormholes. Because otherwise I have to get through loads of territory, which is great for us and will slow them down. Over here, it's almost all completely finished off. The Galactic community, by the way, are maybe half my strength total when they're all added up. So I'm not too worried about them, but they do have a love for slowly bombarding worlds. So that's exactly what I'm letting them do. And then any system I can claim, I'm grabbing, so we can have nice safe passage in this area. It's looking very good right now, although I'm hoping these don't turn around because, yeah, the survivors of that fight aren't looking great.
Engaging enemy station.
Thank you, backups. Well, didn't really want this fight, but I couldn't really back off either, so here's hoping we win just about. These are the survivors with a few reinforcements. I'm just watching that Navy capacity drop. Still think we're going to win, though. See, this is where you all should be. You all have the same AI. I guess maybe if you just have pure battleship fleets, they get pushed forward anyway, which is the problem. I was hoping they'd keep running away, but still, doesn't really matter too much. That's one of their larger fleets, and this wasn't our biggest group, and we still win. Ooh, and we've already made that world barren. Beautiful. Yeah, keep on surveying. We'll turn it into a bastion so we can protect it. Lovely. We Sentinels, you fight Scourge, we fight Scourge. Here, have ships. Thank you. Oh, is that it? Neat.
Fleet action underway.
I mean, they're alright. You know, they don't like armor, which is good. Why do you have autocannons? That is so bad versus the Scourge.
Fleet action underway.
Yeah, thanks. Meat shields, go there. Oh, they resurrect so fast. Resurrect, breed more of? I don't know, just get more and more minions so quickly. Oh no, they've destroyed Cradle, Brother, Mother. Oops.
Fleet action.
We've now defended against 3 major fleets in this system. We've lost quite a few battleships in the last few fights, but at least it means that our foothold is now sturdy and strong. Until these fleets arrive, and then we can start being aggressive again. Grab those 2. It looks like you're going to try and take that out yourself, which is good. Then we can kind of leave here, and then that's pretty much it. I'm also finally setting up a little test. I'm setting up the Stormcaster. I'm 99% sure that it will affect all ships, annoyingly, because it also takes away shield. But I would love if it only affected hostile, because it also constantly damages hostile ships in the system. But I haven't been able to use it yet, even though it's our precursor item, just because of the whole nullify shield thing. And we need our shields, because that's what we've really teched into. As rubbish as they are versus the Scourge, kinda can't go back now. The Scourge's real danger is just how fast they come back. I know I've mentioned this a few times already, but every time I start going on the offensive... Oh no. Well, I've just lost a fleet there, because I did not see that fleet at all. I'm not sure if they bounced in or what, but yeah. Several fleets which were not there a moment ago suddenly all heading towards us. This one will obviously be a victory. This is where the main group of mine is, but I doubt these 2 small fleets are going to be as lucky.
Our pioneers have made.
I always thought they'd kite them more. They do sort of shuffle backwards, but I expected them to do that more. That's why I gave them the afterburners. Saying that, they're still doing really well. They're still taking out a lot more than I expected. Yeah, can you 2 please go and take out that fleet? That would be wonderful. You 2 are lost. Shall I make them retreat or just see how much they can do? Yeah, you can retreat. I'll see you again soon. Because I just wanted to, here is a full fleet of corvettes and a full fleet of destroyers, both of course the menacing variety. Oh, that does look utterly gorgeous. Just blinding. And then here comes the missiles.
System reconnaissance
completely bypassing the armor there. So the lasers are partially bypassing, the missiles are completely.
Reconnaissance completed.
Yeah, the actual damage is so much higher than the battleships. They just can't survive the onslaught is the issue. 40 of the corvettes and 20 of the destroyers then completely removed. Still fun though. Can you please follow along with the battleships? That would be your purpose at the moment. We're almost done now. Just this little clump here. Still respawning fleets constantly. I've been at this for hours now. We've grabbed most of over here, honestly. There's this tiny little group just sitting here because no one's actually attempting to destroy that, so eventually I'll have to jump in and just finish that for them. Also, a couple of systems I just need to survey. I have loads of science vessels apparently on auto, but none of them going where I want them to go, it seems. Go here first. So very, very close. It is now the year 2000. 383. I have been at this for hours upon hours as the frame rate drops, as the game gets more and more populated. But we are so close. There's only a few worlds I've noticed still infested, and I've got my fleets above most of them right now. The AI is actually doing a pretty good job at finishing off the rest. If a bit slower than us, since they only use normal bombardment, but still, they're getting it done. And I'm saving this system till last. Then we are all done.
Communication.
I feel like this is never going to end. Okay, the preserve is almost fully removed. Then there is 2 more. Oh, there was 1 more after that, but now it's going to be 2 more. There's one over here, which I think is called Blorp, which amuses me to no end, which means there is 1 more infested world somewhere. Okay, there are random fleets here. Does that mean...
Science
No,
Division
it doesn't.
reports a new
I
breakthrough.
don't know how to find them easily. I've been cleansing this area, so yeah, I removed all the little ones here. I personally removed at least 20 or 30. So where are the last ones then? This is a weird system, isn't it? Look at the happy little shapes these make.
Spaceport reports enemy contact.
That's it, right? No more infested worlds. No more Scourge. So why isn't it over? Okay. 0 infested worlds. We took out the last of their stations. I have then been hunting down things like the colony ships, which belong to the Scourge. I've destroyed them multiple times, and now none of them are popping up again. I've jumped my cloaked vessels into enemy territory. I can't see a single Scourge left in existence, but it won't confirm the end. But I'm afraid I am really all out of time. We have definitely beat the Scourge, and let's be real, there's hardly anything left of the other empires. This is a victory. I also have to call it here because it is scarily close to the new DLC, and I really want this video out likely on the day of the DLC or the one afterwards, which of course I will be covering as well in the next few weeks. This has been a lot of fun. It wasn't really what I expected. A bit of a slugfest here at the end, just really, really slow. But still, I very much enjoyed my time here, and I really do hope you enjoyed as well. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Stellaris is a series you wish to see continued in the future. This was a really unique origin, and I think if you set it up better than I did, it could be an absolute powerhouse. I wasn't really ready to play a Purifier species today, which you could probably tell, and definitely a few questionable choices. But still, I would say we are pretty darn safe in this galaxy now. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. I'll see you really soon, hopefully.